and everything.
Jack is interested in the single family side.
That kind of piques my interest.
Are you finding off-market deals right now?
That is where we find 90% of our deals at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I first got my start, I was a realtor just like you. I got licensed in 2010, and I didn't start flipping houses until 2015. Back in 2010, inventory was so high, dude. There was like, pick whatever you want. It's pick of the litter. And buyers were they had all the control because there was so much supply. 2015, things like stabilized. I still found a lot of deals on the MLS. And, for me, when I find a deal, like it's got to be at least 80% of value. Like that's the max I'm willing to pay. And, around 17, 18, the market starts to get less inventory. 18, there was really low inventory. And now we're at the point where it's like the lowest inventory in history.
Right.
And so your strategy has to change based on the market. Back in 2010, if I was a buyer, I'd be offering people 50 cents on the dollar because it's just, there's so much available. Today, if you go on market, you have to offer above list and prices just keep going up. And so if you're going to succeed in my shoes, like as a flipper or even if I want to buy and holds, I can't just overpay and build a portfolio. It doesn't work. So we go off market now, and 90% of our deals are off market.
How do you do that? Walk us through the process.
So there's a lot of ways to get off market deals. One way, the easiest way for anyone watching, is just buying them from wholesalers. So wholesalers are people that lock up deals off market. They mark it up, a little bit of money, and they sell it to an end buyer. And the wholesaler doesn't ever actually buy the home. They just sell the contract. Okay. We wholesale as well. We buy from wholesalers. I've bought a lot of houses from wholesalers. They're great because they do all the work for you. Jack, if let's just say my company, Home Run Offer, found you a deal, or we found a deal and it was discounted, right? Because we got it off market and we still made our spread. And I was like, Jack, you can't find a house like this on the market, but I'm going to sell it to you for, 85 cents on the dollar. Would you want it?
Yes.
Exactly.
Would you do that?
Yeah, we do it every day. That's why I'm saying like a wholesaler is the easiest way because they're doing all the work for you. You just have to have the capital ready to buy it. That's what it comes down to. So I think that's like the easiest step for people just getting started. But if you want to really like find off market deals, you got to start marketing yourself. And so, realtors, what kind of marketing did you do as a realtor, Graham?
Craigslist.
Okay. So Craigslist is a great way to prospect. But really like the main ways people prospect starting out, I'll name 5. Cold calling, text messaging, door knocking. People can do, those are like the 3 cheapest ways. Driving for dollars, people always talk about as well. And then if you want to get more expensive, you can do direct mail. We run TV commercials here in Vegas. You can do PPC, so you just rank at the top of search. We know that for YouTube, right? Do the same thing for, if people search, sell my house cash, sell my house now, you'll pop up, right? So you have the cheap ways of doing it, which I would assume many people here want to do, which is great. And then you have more expensive ways. We do a combination of both. So we spend currently about 50 to 60 grand a month on all those methods to find off-market deals.
Yeah, you're doing everything I hated doing as an agent.
Well, but I don't do it.
You don't do it.
Right.
Yeah, I did all of that, though. I couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did door knocking for like 2 weeks straight. And at the end of the 2 weeks, I wanted to quit.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this anymore. Otherwise, I'm going to quit real estate.
Right.
I hated it that much. Same with cold calling.
Did it work for you?
Door knocking, I met a few cool people. A few of them, I came back again, took pictures, but they all wanted prices that were so high. They're like, okay, I don't really want to sell, but if you bring me an offer at $2.5 million, then I'll sell. And the place is maybe worth like 2.
Right.
So that's who I met.
Yeah. And the thing is, I just named all the ways you can do it. I mean, you only have to be really good at one of them. Mm-hmm. It's not like you're the one having to cold call every time. Like if you don't like it, it's not a big deal. So it's just really figuring out what I always teach our students is first look at your budget. Okay. Your budget's going to determine how you market first and foremost. Secondly, once you have your budget, then you can start figuring out the marketing channel. But the third thing is figuring out after that, basically your sales process, because so many people think that, oh, if I spend money on marketing, I make money. Like it's just, I'm going to get an ROI. It's like, no, if you can't close deals, then you will not get an ROI. You'll waste money. And so I think if you're a beginner and you are like, if you want to go spend money, well, let's talk about the free ways. So if you don't have any money at all and you want to go find deals, okay, best way is door knocking. Okay. There's a lot of houses that are distressed. You can go knock on beat up houses that you see in the neighborhood. You can go get a list of like properties that have motivation for free. So back before, the pandemic and people had foreclosures, you could go get the foreclosure list and start door knocking them and trying to buy their house before it gets foreclosed on. And that's a good strategy because obviously they need to sell or they're going to get foreclosed on. And they don't have time to list with a realtor because it's too close. So if you knock those, you have a very high chance of getting a deal. And it's free. It's free to go door knock. But if you have a little bit of money, I would say call it less than like $3,000 a month. If you're willing to spend less than $3,000 a month, you can get a good list. You can cold call it. And since you have that list of numbers, you might as well text it as well. And there's softwares that allow you to do that very easy, all from the same spot. It's not like you're hand dialing and hand texting.
I get those texts probably once a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're from me.